Okay, it's only my first week, and I've learned 299 words according to Anki. Incredible. Hi, my name is Amyothanes, and I decided to start learning a new language. This will be called my Language Learning Challenge. This challenge will be thoroughly documented, and I will be sharing the experience with you guys. Every step along the way will be shared in episodes. In this video, I want to share how was my first week, what did I do, and what challenges did I face. I want to start by saying that I have language learning experience, mainly for my German, so I have an idea on how to start having the best foundations for long-term language learning with the goal of reaching fluency. The language that I'm learning for this challenge is Latin. Why Latin? I chose Latin because when I think of Latin, I think it as a default or a vanilla language, even though it isn't. You can have different flavors, such as Spanish, French, Italian, etc. The real reason is because I had an interest for a long time. I know no Latin words except the cliché phrases when I started the challenge. I want everyone to take something away from this video, no matter what your target language is. I made an Anki deck for the most frequent words used in my target language. And also I started reading a very easy, graded reader's book for easily comprehensible immersion. On top of that, I watched videos on YouTube and subscribed to the best content creators without worrying about comprehensibility. I really needed every minute of immersion I can get, so I downloaded long recitations of literature by verified Latinists with good pronunciation for passive listening immersion. My first week was great, but there are many things I can't wait to do next. Anki. Anki is a program that makes remembering things easy. Because it's a lot more efficient than traditional study methods, you can either greatly decrease your time spent studying or greatly increase the amount you learn. If you're unfamiliar with this program, then check out my Anki video where I explain everything Anki. Anki is a necessary part of my language learning challenge, as 1/3 of the time I spend on learning my target language will be spent on Anki. The other 2/3 are earmarked to immersion. There are already hundreds of free Latin Anki decks available online, but all of them seem to be incongruous with what I want to do, so I created my own. Of course, finding a frequency list and then adding each card one by one is very taxing. I didn't want to waste my time on the creation of the deck. I want to maximize my time immersing, so I found a good compromise. I borrowed a memorized course. There's a book that I've planned to read for my immersion, so why not set up the Anki deck with words used in that book? Lingua Latina per se illustrata is a popular book, and many individuals kindly made memorized courses based on the vocabulary of the book. In parenthesis, there are a lot of Anki decks based on the book, but I didn't like the way they were formatted. The memorized course that I found was perfect. Time to transform it into a deck of flashcards. So I used a Chrome extension that web scrapes tables on websites and gives me CSV files. I imported the scraped CSV file to Anki and generated almost 2,000 flashcards. That's 2,000 words used in the whole book, 35 chapters long. I'm set. I'll be reviewing Anki every day and learning 20 new words daily. Graded readers. There's one beginner Latin book that beats them all. The book plays well with immersion methods of language learning and comprehensible input. This book is called Lingua Latina per se illustrata, and its contents are only in my target language, meaning that the only way I can understand it is from comprehensible input. I also want to have a nice, accurate classical pronunciation of Latin, so I followed the first chapters of the book with the voice of Luke Ranieri, a Latin and Greek teacher that is active on YouTube. I'll be continuing to use his YouTube playlist for the entire time I'm reading the book, and for passive immersion. This is and will be my main source of immersion for the upcoming weeks. I will try to spend as much time reading the book. Once I'm done, I'll do other great pieces of literature that are right at my level in terms of comprehensibility. Refold has a great document listing good immersion materials. You can use Refold's documents for any language you are learning. It's free. It lists good shows, channels, books, podcasts, websites, and more. The link to the Refold Discord is in the description. More info is located there. The basic knowledge of your target language's grammar is important. Don't overstudy it. What's great is that Lingua Latina has small lessons on different aspects of Latin grammar, and in each chapter, the author adds new grammar concepts to the text. Try to find something similar to that in your target language. Gold is when you can find comprehensible and interesting stuff that is in your target language. don't forget to at least be familiar with the grammar. YouTube. As I said before, I use YouTube for reinforced listening, but I found many other channels that make content in my target language. I bet that your target language will have hundreds of different creators for different types of videos of different topics. Choose the YouTube channels you like the most and subscribe to them. I found a Reddit post listing many channels in my target language, so I looked over them and found a few that I really liked. For example, there's Magister Craft, where he makes comprehensible videos in Latin demonstrating Roman culture through Minecraft. I made a new YouTube brand account so that YouTube can further recommend me Latin videos independently from my other YouTube accounts. Passive listening. When it comes to language acquisition, the most important component is active immersion. Unfortunately, busy people don't always have enough time for these deep activities, but there's plenty of opportunities in everyday life for less involved tasks. This is where passive listening comes in. It's when you're not 100% focused on the content and your attention is split between multiple activities. It's still an important aspect of language learning, so I encourage you guys to pursue listening to your target language passively as much as possible, whenever you can't do active immersion. For my language learning challenge, in this first week, I downloaded an audiobook and many text reading compilations to my phone so that I can listen to them on the go. Refold recommends you to re-listen to the content that you've already actively immersed in at the beginning. So I will do this. I will listen to Lingua Latina recordings again without the text while walking outside or doing chores. It's easy to lose focus on the recording if you're not 100% focused, which is totally okay. But it should be also a priority for me to listen passively whenever I cannot do active immersion myself. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If so, please subscribe and like. It really helps me out a lot. I can't thank you enough. For more immersion tips, click to watch Comprehensible Input: How to Learn Faster.